Welcome back to another episode of this FAU Dynasty. Today we play our playoff game against Penn State. We're going to start off by spending some of these coaching points we've got. We're going to upgrade some of our recruiting. Lord knows we could use it with the way we've recruited to this point. And we're going to go over our schedule from this season quickly because I realized in the end of the last video I showed a bunch of Big Ten team schedules, but I didn't actually show our schedule. So here it is. But today, the boys from Boca Raton are headed on the road up to Pennsylvania, up to Happy Valley in mid-December. We're going in for the biggest game of our lives, and we're going to play it probably in some weather that these South Florida kids have never experienced before in their lives. I'm just hoping it doesn't snow because South Florida is like the one place in the country where it never ever snows. And right on cue, as we get into the game, you see it is indeed snowing. At least we're not the team wearing white because that does kind of throw me off sometimes. But man, I am not optimistic about this one. If you watched the end of the last video, we saw Penn State's roster a little bit. Drew Allar's back. Abdul Carter's back. The two running backs, Singleton and Kaytron Allen, are back. They are absolutely stacked. As Penn State runs out onto the field here in Happy Valley, this is actually the one big-time college football stadium that I've been to before. And it is a really cool environment. I remember I went to visit my sister at college there, and we went to a game against Michigan State when Matt McGloin was the quarterback. So they were like pretty good then. They were like an 8-win team. And I just remember after the pregame festivities thinking to myself, like, man, that was so cool. Like, they can't possibly lose after this, right? And they did go on to win a very close game late in the fourth quarter. Hopefully they're not as lucky today as the FAU Owls come in, led by Lenora Sellers. We are going to get the ball first here as Penn State, I guess, won the toss and kicked off because we normally kick if we win the toss. And we're going to go read option on the first snap for no gain at all. Second play, we're coming back in a mesh look here. It looks like with the play clock running down, we got our boy motioning across the formation. We were trying to change the route of Smith on the right side of the screen, and it took us a while, so the play clock almost ran out on us because the crowd noise is making it hard to audible here. Now we're going to come back with an option look. We're going to motion the receiver. This is a triple option where we can pitch it to him, and we're going to try to do that as we come down the line, and oh no, not again. Oh no, and we overrun the play and are unable to pick it up, and Penn State is going to scoop and score into the end zone on the first drive of the game. This is a really, really bad start. It was one thing to do this against Mississippi State, but now against Penn State on the road in a playoff game in the snow, this is not good. All right, Penn State's kicking it back now, and we need to respond well to that. So we field a somewhat short kickoff, doesn't quite reach the end zone, and we got a huge hole on the right side. We break free. We are down the sideline. We don't quite have the speed to take it all the way, but we are in business, and the Penn State 30-yard line, a huge return by Terrell. That is a big play for us. Now we come out 5 wide on the next play, and we chuck one up to the end zone. Oh, so close, so close. We almost had him right there. All right, second down and 10 here from the Penn State 30. We got a QB blast up the gut. Only gets us about 3 yards. That play not working as well as it did against Mississippi State. Now we're going to run an orbit motion here to try to create some window dressing, confuse the defense a little bit. And we got our tight end Zeke Moore over the middle. Man, if I rack catch that, he might have been able to get close to the end zone. I don't know. He's pretty slow though. Now we're coming back with a first down, and we got Sellers on a keeper on the read option. He's got the edge, and Sellers is going to score. A huge answer. That's a big answer for us there with the huge kickoff return and the big run by Lenora Sellers there to get into the end zone. Coming back now on the next drive as we near the midpoint of the first quarter. We kick it off to Penn State, and they get out to the 24-yard line. This is the first time Penn State's offense has come on the field, actually. It feels like it's been a while, but for 2 straight weeks, we did something really stupid on our first drive and handed the other team a touchdown. Now let's see what Penn State's offense has in store for us. Nick Singleton takes the handoff on a counter. He gets to the outside. We have nobody on the backside to contain the play, and he gets 18 yards. Another first down now as Penn State's out to the 43-yard line. We come out in a cover 3 look. Allar drops back to pass. He's got a guy wide open on a fade route. It's like our DB just could not run with their slot receiver. They get a huge gain here down to our 22-yard line. It's a pickup of 35. Now on first down again. They come back. Nick Singleton, another 9-yard gain. Now on 2nd and 1, they go back to Singleton. He breaks a tackle. We met him in the hole. Breaks another tackle, and he rumbles down for a 7-yard gain down to the 7. And that's probably going to be the story today. Now, Nick Singleton's tired, so they're going to bring in their 90 overall backup, Kaytron Allen, and we don't get a finger on him as he walks into the end zone. Penn State takes a 14-7 lead now as the extra point will be up and good. If we don't have anything better than that for Penn State's offense, we are not going to have a good time today. As they're kicking it back to us now, as we're going to go back on offense, down 14-7. Terrell fields this and doesn't have as much luck as last time as he gets tackled at the 16-yard line. Now Lenora Sellers is coming back out. We are in an RPO walk, the slow mesh Wake Forest thing. We throw the bubble out to Platt, who gets a good gain out to the 30-yard line. Now we're going to come back in the go-go formation with a swing screen. We're going to swing it out to our running back, try to get him in space. But these Penn State defenders are just a little too good for us. We only get 3 yards. Now we're coming back in a triple option look out of the go-go formation, the UNLV thing. We go triple option. This time the pitch is caught, even though the execution was not good at all. And we're tackled for a loss. Now we got 3rd and 15 coming up. We're going to get into one of these wide Tennessee-style formations. The Bryles offense, try to hit a deep shot. We take a shot down the field to Platt on the slot fade, but their defender's able to stay in position and knock it away. So unfortunately, we're going to have to punt this one back on 4th and 15. The coverage is not good. Penn State catches it on the run, breaks the tackle, and they're already in plus territory at our 45-yard line to start the drive. Allar lines up in the pistol with Singleton behind him. 4 receivers spread out wide. They're going to hand this off. They get 4 yards. 2nd down and 6 coming up. Allar's in the shotgun with Singleton lined up to his right in an offset position. They're going to hand this off to Singleton, who runs through a giant hole up the middle. Now Penn State's got a 1st and 10 at our 30-yard line. Allar's barking out signals from the shotgun. He's got Singleton next to him. Hands it off again with a huge hole up the middle. Singleton another big run down to our 16-yard line. Now Penn State's in the red zone, and we are really having trouble tackling these running backs so far. This talent gap is really showing up in this game so far. Penn State motions a tight end across the formation, hands off to Kaytron Allen. Nothing on the right. He cuts back to the left. Up 8 yards. Now 2nd and 2 for Penn State. We're showing a cover 0 look. We bring our safety down to blitz. They motion across in a jet motion, hand off to Singleton, and he's able to pick up the 1st down. And that should do it for the 1st quarter, as we now head into the 2nd quarter, down 14-7. Penn State shotgun formation. Allar drops back to pass. He's got nobody open, looks to run, but we had that covered a little bit, so he just throws it away. 2nd down and goal now. They come out in an empty set now. We are in a cover 3 zone look. Wait, they're not in an empty set. Singleton's in the backfield. I just didn't see him, which is could explain why he caught the pass. Now we got a 3rd and goal from the 2. A stop here would be huge if we could force them to kick a field goal. Here they hand it off to Singleton, and he's barely able to get in. Thought we might have had the stop, but I guess not. Extra point is up and good. It is 21-7 Penn State now here in the early 2nd quarter. Now Penn State kicks this back to us, and Smith Jr. is going to field it at about the goal line. Brings it out, and he will get tackled at the 17-yard line. Now we're going to come out in a pistol look with Lenora Sellers with Jamari Sands behind him, who he hands off to in a stretch play, and we get 4 yards on 1st down. Now we're going to come back with an RPO read out of a wide formation, and we try to dump it off to the tight end, but I think I passed it too soon, and the ball just sort of hit off my running back, fell to the ground. Now we have 3rd and 6 here. Sellers drops back the pass on 3rd down, gets it out to his tight end, and Zeke Moore is able to pick up a 1st down for us to keep the drive alive. And now we come back in an empty set. We are going to go with a Wildcat flood play, and that was not open. I think we might have had the shot over the top to Smith. It looked like they played the underneath stuff pretty well. So now we go QB blast out of the 5 wide look. We get 6 yards on 2nd down. It'll be 3rd and 4. And now we've got the orbit screen RPO where we could throw this screen out here. We can hand it off to our running back. The screen is open, so we throw it out to Henry, I believe his name is. And he's able to turn the corner and pick up a 1st down. Gets out of bounds. Now again, we're looking to see if we can set up a deep shot, and we've got a man here. We got Platt out in space, and he's able to make a huge catch. Not sure if I could have pressed square and Rack caught that. Sometimes they jump up in the air and get hit and then drop it, so maybe it's better to be safe, but I think we probably should have taken a chance there to try to score a touchdown on that play. Coming back with Sands on an RPO as we hand it off this time. And now we got a jet sweep to Platt, who breaks the tackle, and then Abdul Carter runs upfield pass, and Platt is able to get the edge and run into the end zone for a touchdown. Another big score for us to stay in this game here early on in the second quarter as we make it 21-14 here in Happy Valley. Look, we've made a lot of mistakes thus far, but we are only down 7. We're still very much in this game as we kick it back to Penn State, and they break a tackle on the kickoff, but we're able to get them down at the 16-yard line. But man, the tackling thus far has just been really bad. That is just really a sign that this game is not going to go well for us, especially on defense. As Singleton again takes the handoff and gets 8 yards. Now they're coming back with Kaytron Allen on second down in the game, as well as Singleton and the pistol. They're both. Allar takes the snap, play action to Singleton, and then he throws it to Singleton, who's able to pick up a first down. Now first down for Penn State. What are they going to do here? We're lined up in a cover 3 look, trying to be prepared for the run. An extra man in the box. So they dump it off to Singleton again, who once again just runs over our defender. And they go hurry up here with the first down off of a good play. Lining up in the pistol, Singleton's behind Allar. We bring a safety down to try to crowd the box a little bit. They pancake our whole D-line. Singleton makes a couple guys miss and runs through some defenders for another first down. Now first down from the 44. They're in a full house pistol. We are in cover 2 invert. They hand off to 31, who's also breaking tackles. But we stop him for a 2-yard gain. Second down and 8. Looks like we're in cover 6. They line up with trips to the right. Allar also to the right of, Singleton also to the right of Allar. That time we had everything covered up and Allar just throws it away. Now on 3rd and 8, they're in a pistol with trips to the right. Singleton lined up behind Allar. And we bring a blitz, almost get home, but Allar breaks a sack and then is able to get a throw off to his tight end, who makes a nice play for the first down. And they go hurry up again off the good play. They're going to come back in shotgun. Trips are to the field side this time on the left, as Singleton also lined up to the left. We're worried about a run across the formation. It comes. Singleton breaks the first tackle, but the second guy is able to get him down for just a gain of 1 yard. That brings us to the 2-minute warning now. Second down and 9. They come out in an empty set. Penn State, Allar in the gun by himself. Throws it out to Singleton out wide. I believe that is Singleton, who gets into the end zone. Once again, barely, but they do get in. And Penn State's about to take a 28-14 lead here in the late second quarter. Penn State will get the ball at half here, so if we could score before the half, that would be huge for our chances. But we will see how that goes as Smith takes the kickoff, has a nice little lane, but only gets up to the 21-yard line. Now, situations like this are kind of dangerous because with our talent disadvantage and with time being an issue here, we tend to throw the ball more and be a little aggressive. And right on cue, we throw an interception. We thought we had a split safety look that we could attack there, but it turns out that that was not the case, as they had it covered up, and they're able to pick us off here. And they're set up in business with 1:44 left in the second quarter, as it looks like they might be able to score again before the half. Allar completes a curl route on first down for another first down, as Penn State's back in the red zone at the 17-yard line. Play clock running down now as Penn State's chewing up some time. They dump it off to Singleton, who breaks the first tackle, and then 2 more are there to meet him. But our boy 38 is injured. Coming back on 2nd and 8, Penn State in an empty set. Thought we had the underneath stuff covered, but we left the dig route over the middle open. That's going to be another touchdown for Penn State, as they are now up 35-14 with under a minute left in the first half. As they kick it back to us, this one's getting out of hand pretty quickly. This one's getting away from us fast. Kickoff return only goes out to the 17-yard line. Again, we come out in an empty set, quads to the right, and now we dump it out to Platt on the zig route. He's able to get up the sideline for a decent gain up to the 38. Empty set again here on first down as we throw underneath to Zeke Moore. Clock is running here. We go hurry up, come back on second down, and we do not get the first down, so we have to take a timeout. 3rd and inches now. We go with mesh concept here. They drop into cover 3. The linebacker drops back with the wheel route the running back's on, so the drag is open underneath it. We hit plat on that. Now we try to draw up another deep shot. We motion swing the running back over to try to fool the defense. See, we've got a one-on-one shot on the outside to our speedy receiver. We hit Smith, who runs in for a touchdown, but there's a flag on the play. It looks like he stepped out of bounds. That's going to be illegal touching on us. That results in a loss of down. I also didn't realize the clock was running in the run-up to that previous play, so we only have 5 seconds left now. We're going to try to take a shot at the end zone. Nothing there as they stay deep on those slot fades. I run around, try to make something happen, but they're able to get to Lenora Sellers, and that will bring us to halftime. Abdul Carter is there telling us no, 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 and he is correct, unfortunately. We're down 35-14, and I'm just not sure we're going to have an answer for them in the second half. As we have to kick off to start the second half, they take it to the left side, but we were able to make quite a good play and get them down at the 14-yard line on the kickoff. They come out full house again with 3 running backs in the backfield. Singleton behind Allar. Kaytron Allen on the left side. They throw a comeback route downfield, and 6 is wide open to get them out to the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 25. Singleton now lined up offset to the right of Allar. And they go play action. They got the tight end wide open. He breaks the tackle. The second guy dives like he's not trying to get to him. And on 2 plays the tight end rumbles in for a long touchdown. And it's now 42-14. And this one's probably over. The thing about us here at FAU, though, we do not play to lose. We don't play to not get blown out. We play every game to win. So even down 28 points now, we're still going to try to make things happen. We're still going to be kind of aggressive. See, the thing about football is that the decisions that maximize win probability are also the decisions that maximize your potential for getting blown out, such as, aggressive decisions like going for it on 4th down. If they work out, they're great for your team, and if they don't work out, you might set your opponent up in very good position to score. So we're going to do the things that are going to maximize win probability, because this is a video game, and if we lose this game by 60, I don't really care that much. It's the difference between losing by 60 and losing by 5 are kind of the same thing to me. It's all a win or a loss in our record. See, in real life, you see all the time coaches change their strategy to just try to make the score look better. They'll be down big in the second half and just punt because they don't want the score to get any worse. The reality is coaches do a lot of stuff to try to avoid getting fired. I think that's why historically football coaches make such conservative decisions, I'll say, to put it mildly. It's because they all live in constant fear of being fired. I remember when Dirk Cutter was coaching the Buccaneers, listening to him talk to reporters, being asked about sort of modern analytics and stuff like that. As that ball's knocked away, we almost had him. A good throw there is probably a touchdown. And they're asking Cutter why he doesn't embrace the data that tells you that more aggressive decisions are the right decisions. And he says, well, you only get the benefit of that if you do it every single time. And he's like, if I do it in an important situation and it goes wrong, I might not have a job anymore. And I remember hearing that and thinking, this guy just said that he makes the objectively wrong decision because he thinks it decreases his chances of getting fired. He's just afraid of getting fired. If I was the owner of that team and I heard that, I would have been like, okay, you're fired now. But anyway, as this one gets more and more out of hand, I guess I do kind of see the value in just sort of trying not to get blown out, I guess. As Singleton again breaks more tackles, rumbles forward for a first down after we hit him behind the marker. Now they're going to come out again, 2 running backs, Singleton to Allar's left and Kaytron Allen to his right. They're going to swing Singleton around, hand it off to Allen, who is going to rumble for a first down. It must be really nice to have 2 running backs that are 90-plus overall. Now on a 1st and 10 with Singleton lined up to Allar's left, we're looking out for a run across the formation to the right. Instead, it is a pass to number 5, and they get 8 yards. Now it's going to be 2nd and 2. On 2nd and 2, we come out in a cover 3 look, blitzing our middle linebacker, Kaytron Allen in the backfield now. Allen takes the handoff. Our line gets totally pancaked. Our defensive tackle's on the floor in front of him, facing the wrong direction, trying to get up. I mean, this has just not been a good showing for us in the trenches, really. As Singleton walks in through a giant hole right up the middle for a touchdown. Penn State will now go up 49-14, as we've now got 2:29 left in the third quarter. But guess what? We're still playing to win, baby. As they kick this one off to Terrell, and he's able to rumble and fumble on the kickoff. Luckily, we're able to pick that up. Now we come back in the flex bone. We run the rocket toss. We're able to get Mobley outside a little, and he picks up a gain of 4. We're going to come back in the flex bone, and nothing doing there. It's 3rd and 8. Now we're empty set, bunch to the left. We're going to toss it up to our speedy receiver again, and they have had the answer for that today, except for the one time we almost hit a touchdown, but he ran out of bounds. Now it's 4th and 8 because, as I said, we are playing to win the game, even though we're down 35 points. And that does not go well. That is an incomplete pass to a covered receiver. Penn State will take over at the 15-yard line. Perhaps that wasn't the best idea, and I think the play-to-win strategy might not have... we maybe should have set that aside around halftime. As Singleton rumbles down, it's now 1st and goal from the 3. And he once again runs through a couple tackles, but this time we were able to keep him out of the end zone, tackle him at the 1-yard line. Allar now in an empty set, drops back to pass, and we get a sack. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 8 now. Not sure why they called a drop back pass from the 1-yard line like that. 3rd and goal from the 8. How are they going to score this touchdown? Let's see. They throw to the tight end again, who gets down to the 2-yard line. And on 4th and goal, they are going to go for it because obviously they have something against us. They're going to motion a guy across in the jet sweep. He's going to run through and get into the end zone. They come out for the extra point. Snap good, kick good. It is 56-14 Penn State now. They got the Lion mascot doing push-ups. That guy's probably exhausted. I don't really know how the math on that works, but I know it corresponds to the amount of points the team scores, and Penn State has a lot of them right now. Coming back on an RPO bubble now late in the third quarter, just trying to make something positive happen, and it doesn't happen there. That'll go incomplete. 2nd down and 10. We got a halfback dive called. We're going to rumble up the middle with Jamari Sands. We're just not able to get any blockers up to the 2nd level, so the linebacker comes free and tackles us for a 4-yard gain. Now we're in a pistol, trips to the left. We've got a scissors concept on the left side, but we come back to Smith on the other side and throw into triple coverage for some reason, and that's intercepted. Now with 12 seconds left in the third quarter, this game is really spiraling out of control. Some smarter decision making probably could have kept 2 or 3 Penn State touchdowns off the board. I don't think we've crossed midfield this half, and I don't think they've been on the other side of midfield this half, except for that first drive, or whatever drive they hit the tight end for a touchdown on. I think that was the first drive. But we're killing them in 3rd down conversions and time of possession, right? Although we have minus 15 yards rushing. I knew our run game wasn't going to work like it did against Mississippi State, but I thought it might work a little bit, you know? But it's just been a total disaster for us, as finally we were able to make a play in the backfield as we tackle Singleton for a 3-yard loss. Now 3rd and 10 for Penn State. I'm sure this will go poorly for us somehow. Allar drops back to pass. He's got a screen to Singleton. I got a guy out there. We tried to snuff it out. Doesn't matter. We tackle him forward across the line for another Penn State 1st down. The reason they don't have that many 3rd down conversions is probably because they haven't experienced that many 3rd downs. As they are on 1st and goal now. Allar has all day to throw. Swings it out to Singleton, who looked like he was going to run out of bounds, but did not. Ended up getting 5 yards. 2nd and goal from the 5 now. Pistol look. Spread. Do they have? No, it's not a spread. There's a tight end in there. Sorry, it's hard to see some of these people with the snow. I just mean that from a talking perspective. No excuses for all these wide open receivers left and right. As Penn State scores again, it is 63-14. At this point in the game, I'm just trying not to give up 70. But hey, look, we knew we didn't really belong in the playoff. We knew we kind of stumbled in. We said everything about having a favorable draw on the schedule. We said this was, if not a year early, probably 2 years early, honestly. We're like an 83 overall team. We knew a national championship wasn't in the cards, but if you asked me coming into this game, I would have said that we were going to lose by like 17, not by like 49 plus. Now it's 3rd and 23 deep in our own end. Sellers is going to be taking Sellers is out of the game now. That's Cam Fancher, senior quarterback, the lefty who was our starter last year. This was a very common theme with him last year. Every drop back, it was like he was getting rocked like that, and our passes were going nowhere. 4th and 23, I've finally learned a little bit of a lesson, and we're punting. I've abandoned my we play to win strategy. Though what good is punting because they're already in plus territory. They run a stretch play to Singleton. He breaks the first tackle, but there's 2 more guys to meet him, and we get him for a loss of 1. This is kind of fascinating because our second team is in the game now, but their first team is still in the game. And if you've been watching the video to this point, you know that our first team didn't stand a chance against their first team, so our second team is probably going to do even worse. But we do have to keep them out of the end zone here because we cannot give up 70 points. And we somehow get a 3 and out. So maybe we should have been starting our backups all this time. As they punt from the 47. The other 47, I believe. We actually moved them backwards. And Cam Fancher is going to come back out now in the flex bone. And we're going to call an option because we still haven't learned our lesson. And Fancher gets around the corner. He's only 83 speed compared to Sellers' 88 speed. It's part of why Sellers got the job over him. Also because Fancher was just not particularly good last year. I have no regrets about benching him. No disrespect to Cam Fancher, but you will probably be going pro in something other than sports. Now we got an RPO bubble called, and we keep it when we should have handed it off. Penn State played a lot of those to force the handoff, and we just didn't hand it off most of the time. On 4th and 7, our right tackle just takes a look at Abdul Carter and decides he doesn't want to block him. Didn't even attempt to provide some resistance there. So now Penn State is set up on the 5-yard line, and we are still trying to keep them out of the end zone to prevent 70 points on the board. So this could be a little tough. We're just going to sell out against the run. They are in the chew clock, so they're running the clock down. And we blitz, and we're able to get in and tackle him for a 3-yard loss. That's a 2-minute warning. It's now 3rd and goal now from the 7. Now we're in a zone defense, a little risky because they have been eating up 7-yard chunks like nothing. But we were able to tackle them for just a 1-yard gain to bring up 4th down. And now as the clock passes 1:20, they will kick a field goal to go up 66-14, which is not 70-14. So, you know, we got to find a little moral victory here. We didn't give up 70 points yet. On the kickoff, Terrell is able to get around the corner and get out to the 30-yard line. Nice little return. And with 1:11 on the clock, we're going to dial up a rocket toss to Mobley. They have a lot of numbers stacked in the box that wasn't really open. So it's going to be 2nd and 11 as we lose 1. At this point, I have put the chew clock on as well because, well, let's just get out of here. As we run over to the left for a 3-yard gain. And let's run this triple option on the last play of the game. And for good measure, we will fumble once again, chase it down, and pick it up, luckily, so that they don't scoop and score another touchdown. But that's your final in FAU's first ever college football playoff game. The upstart Owls had a tremendous season. They greatly overachieved. They didn't implode all season long until the final game here in the playoffs, when we visited Penn State. Nick Singleton is your player of the game. 23 carries, 118 yards. Here are some devastating lowlights from this game. As you see us trying to pathetically dive at the feet of their tight end as he walks into the end zone. They're singing the fight song or whatever they do here in Happy Valley. It's one of those games that's such a blowout that they didn't even celebrate when the clock hit 0. All in all, we ran for negative 44 yards. I think that's obviously skewed by the option fumbles and the sacks, but maybe not that skewed. We only had one player who had positive rushing yards. Of the 5 players who registered rushing totals, 4 of them were negative. Jamari Sands' 9 yards were the only positive total. Anyway, moving on, someone poached our offensive coordinator, so we are going to try to hire this SMU's head coach here. He's got a recruiter skill tree. Penn State would go on to win the national championship, and with relative ease. They blew out USC 55-31. Didn't blow out Oregon, but they beat them 23-10, and then they blew out UCF 35-7. So they won all their playoff games by double digits. As we gain a 3-star, was that a right guard, I believe? Now we'll try to persuade some of these guys to stay. Kuhn in particular was our biggest recruit last year, so we don't really want him to leave. And let's see how our persuasion goes here. He has decided he's going to stay. That's good for us. All right. So we are losing a few guys who are pretty good. Fancher's obviously gone. I think our top 2 corners, that is. It's probably our starting strong safety. But there are some transfers we have a shot at. Zion Turner, the quarterback out of Jacksonville State, is interested. I don't know that we need a quarterback. I doubt he's going to start over Sellers, but I think we should go after him anyway. He's also not a scrambler, but after scouting him, we see that his speed is 87. So I think he could play our offense if he had to, and he's definitely a good backup plan if Sellers does get hurt. So I think we are going to recruit him. We clear some space on our board and add a bunch of these transfers because we haven't signed very many high school recruits, and so we probably do need to have some guys who could potentially make an impact coming in. Moving on to the next week, Ben Cashman out of Roswell, Georgia, right end, signs with FAU. That's a good get. We do want to be strong along the lines of scrimmage. That's something we definitely want to prioritize. And Zion Turner commits the following week. That's big, out of Miami, Florida. The QB from Jacksonville State is coming back home. And Vendrevius Jacobs out of Fort Pierce, Florida. Another guy. See, we're using our location well. Traylon Ray out of Tallahassee, Florida. That's way north of where we are, so I won't exactly say that's a guy coming home. Tallahassee and Boca Raton might as well be in different states. Anyway, at this point, I realized I could check the dev traits of some of our guys. Gutierrez, star. Suarez, the running back, is only normal, unfortunately. Schaffer, the QB, is a star. Aiden October has he's going to be an impact dev. Our boy Connolly, the middle linebacker, has elite. He's going to be a stud. That dude is a foundational piece for us, for sure. He's got to be our most prized recruit. We are definitely excited to get him on campus. Nate Putu, a good signing we like, but he's later on, so we don't have his dev trait. Star for Marvin Stern, the tight end, the gym. He's hopefully going to be a stud for us. Cole Metropolis, impact dev. Brady Ramchick, impact dev. Now we can move on to the next week. Earl Humphreys, a right end out of Pensacola, Florida. That's also quite north. That's up in the Panhandle, the Central Time Zone. Terrence Forrest out of Rabun Gap, Georgia. KJ McManus out of Coral Gables. Victor Uhus, the defensive tackle out of Kissimmee, signing with the Owls. Victor Evans III out of Opelika. Tashawn Jeters, a transfer coming down from Winston-Salem. Owen Chambliss out of Corona, Florida. We're poaching him from the West Coast. He's also a transfer. In the end, we finished with the number 36 class in the country. Only 22 guys. We got 4 stars, which is good. We do probably want to get more bodies next year. But this isn't bad. This is a solid class. 36 for, who we are as a program, for where we're at. 36, not too bad. Second to last in the conference is not amazing because, we are compared to who we compete against. Now we're going to check out position changes as well as, just look at some of the freshmen. Suarez coming in at a 74 overall. Ian Kuhn still wants his play time, so we'll see how that goes after training. Jadrian Pondexter, a 61 overall receiver. Looks like he'll be a little bit better as a running back, and we've got a lot of receivers that we can move around. Free safety, we got 1 million guys. We're going to have to move some guys around here. We're going to take a look at Aiden Armstrong. We're going to move him to strong safety. I think Nate Putu, the freshman coming in, he's got really good speed, so he'll be the same overall at corner. I think that's a good place to move him to. So Putu will become a corner. Hopefully he can develop well for us there. And then Tashawn Jeter as a junior behind some guys younger than him. I think we can move him over to strong safety as well. He's probably a guy as a junior at 70 overall who we don't really want to be playing too much for us, to be quite honest. He was a 2-star transfer, one of our late additions. We've got 10 skill points to spend. We get, wide receiver. We go up to the 4th tier on wide receiver because we We are going to need to recruit some guys this upcoming year. Somehow we're an 86 across the board, even though we have exactly one player over 86 overall and then one player at 86 overall. Somehow we have an 86 overall defense with nobody being over an 84. I'm not entirely sure how these ratings work, but something tells me we are not as good as an 86 overall team. But anyway, I'm missing the big story. How about Jamari Sands going up from 79 overall to 91 in the offseason? How about that? I mean, looks like we got our own Penn State level running back now. Just an amazing jump for him. And Sellers going up from 82 to 86. And then some of these other QBs maybe look promising at some point. We got 4 freshmen there waiting. Hopefully one of them can take a jump at some point. But man, Jamari Sands is looking like an absolute stud. Going over to receiver. Young's now going to be our first receiver. Dominique Henry was our number 1 last year, but he'll be our 3rd receiver. Outside of CJ Smith, we don't have amazing speed at the top of the depth chart. Talia Free at 76 overall as a redshirt freshman looks like a promising guy. We'll have to check out his rating caps. I forgot to do that. Across the offensive line, it's nothing particularly amazing. We're solid, I guess. Same along the defensive line. We got some solid players, a few 84 overall defensive ends, a couple of guys at right end who look like they could both get on the field. Defensive tackle, we're okay. We're pretty much just okay at every position. No glaring strength, no glaring weakness, and no over-the-top strength here. At corner, we got some solid development. So Nate Putu's actually our lowest rated corner, but as a true freshman, we'll probably be redshirting him anyway. Same with that elite middle linebacker who's coming in at 74 overall. He's 3rd string, so we'll be hopefully redshirting him this year. Now we got to cut some guys. I tend to look for either players who are just so low overall that they're not going to play, or like upperclassmen who are buried on the depth chart who are also not going to play because they're just kind of older and won't even be here that much longer. And then the third criteria, I would say, is players who are just like too slow to ever really play. Drop a few guys, sadly. And I think that's going to bring us close to the end. We'll take a sneak peek at what our schedule tentatively looks like, but I was recording this as the Alabama-Georgia game was about to start, so I had to cut it here so that I could get to the kickoff to watch Alabama-Georgia. But as you see, it looks like we have SMU scheduled for a neutral site game in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Our conference schedule looks like basically the same teams with the addition of Ole Miss. It looks like they were swapped in and Missouri was swapped out. Anyway, that's all for today. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed.